All right, guys, thank you so much for coming in. I'm Dean, Principal at Bastion Legal, here to talk about more stories of the Wild West. I've got a plumber, I've got a builder here. So, guys, perhaps just tell us a bit about yourself. So, I'll start with Adam.
Yeah, hi, I'm still Adam. I've been a plumber for going on 18 years. I've noticed quite a few changes in my time.
Yep.
But yeah, thoroughly enjoy it, the challenges that it presents, the things I experience.
And do you work for yourself?
Yes, sole trader, last 7 years.
Okay. And what's the name of your business?
Aquarius Plumbing and Gas.
Okay, great. And whereabouts are you based?
Based in Horin, which is North Victoria, but I cover all of Metro Melbourne.
Yep.
And north, east, and west. Even though I try to avoid that.
All right.
At times, yeah.
And Michael,
back.
You're back.
Yeah, Michael from Dibera. I've been a registered. I'm a registered commercial and domestic builder. So,
Okay.
yeah, I've been a carpenter for 20 years. I don't do that anymore, but I've been registered builder for about 11, 12 years.
Yep. And do you specialize in all sorts of builds? Or?
Mainly, I've been in the housing market. I'm slowly getting my feet into the commercial market. Yeah.
Okay.
So I've done all sorts of stuff from unit developments to housing, renovations, extensions. Yeah.
Awesome. I'm sure you've seen it
You
all.
can see I've got no hair left. So, hey, mate,
That means something.
that definitely means a lot.
Well, I just thought we'd focus on perhaps like the connection with building and plumbing and focus on a lot of the plumbing issues that I think we all see on sites now. And so, Adam, I think you specialize in fixing issues, right? Like in your core business group?
So predominantly I've moved more into diagnostic work, so off the bigger projects and more looking into defects and fault finding.
Okay.
So all the issues which other plumbers have left me. So yeah, it keeps me
And
going.
what sort of issues are those?
Not a lot of non-compliant work. You got faulty appliances, a lot of leaks. So whether it be from not, a connection in pipe work or roof plumbing, which is quite common in the roof plumbing sector to have leaks.
Okay.
So yeah, and then there's all the gas work as well, which coming across a lot of non-compliant work in that field as well. So I predominantly focus on that, and that's where my line of work is.
So perhaps, Adam, you can tell us, like, with roof plumbing, because you do a bit of roof plumbing fixes and things like that, how you've seen a change, like, over the course of your career.
Yeah, so I think a lot of the earlier work, plumbers were more thorough in following the Australian standards.
Okay.
They had a lot more pride in their work as well. Whereas now these days, due to whatever circumstances, plumbers are trying to get things done a lot quicker.
Okay.
And to compete as well, I think a big aspect is doing the work, cutting a lot of corners to be able to get a better price for the consumer.
Yeah.
And that results in a lot of the issues I'm finding.
Is that what you find as well, Michael?
Look, when we engage roof plumbers, we always ask for a better price. That's part of business. But for me as a builder, we expect our plumbers, doesn't matter what the price is, to at least comply with the minimum standards. If you're willing to drop your price, that's your own sole choice. Whereas the job itself doesn't change. But if you're getting sloppy and not providing at least a minimum standard, well, you hold a license, you hold a certificate that you need to provide a compliance certificate. It falls under your insurance, and I'll go to Adam to fix it. Then I'll go back to Dean.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what was like roof plumbing, the work itself just different 20 years ago to what it is now?
Yeah, just a lot more things which you can see visibly. Whereas looking on older homes when there's a leak, you can't visibly see. It's a lot harder to detect where it's coming from because most likely they were done right, and if there was something not right, it would be something usually a lot more minor. Whereas these days, like I can jump up on a roof and literally see, like last week after the big downpour, they had water pouring in like a waterfall straight through their ceiling, and I got up there and seen that the flashing had been overlapped the wrong way. So yeah, that'll do it. So it's a very bad mistake to make on a for a licensed plumber.
I have to agree with Adam because I've used the new generation plumbers, and then I've also used the older generation. And when I use the older generation, those blokes there, mate, very rare you get a leak. They just know what they're doing. The new generation, if Adam wants to agree on this, it's like do your best, silicon the rest.
Yeah, that's right.
So is it a cultural thing?
I just think
are they not trained well enough from the very beginning?
I just think that there's no pride in their workmanship anymore. It's like just get into the job.
It's about the money
and fuck off. Yeah, it's about the money.
Yeah,
it's not about.
It's not about taking pride in it. Yeah.
Yeah, like. And the other thing I noticed too, that like that old, you make it easier for the next bloke.
Yes.
That's gone.
That's what my boss. He was old school.
That's gone.
That was one of his main principles.
Yeah, we used to work like that all the time. That's thrown out the door now. These young blokes don't have no pride in their work. Well, some do, but majority.
Yeah, and then the issue for plumbers that do have pride, they're competing with the plumbers that don't. So therefore, for them to abide by these standards and do the job correctly, they're going to be undercut by plumbers that are literally looking for the shortcuts.
Yeah.
And therefore, it makes it harder for good plumbers to stay in business.
Exactly.
So, I mean, hopefully that, you get consumers looking for quality work, which will keep those plumbers going with their reputation. However, I'm finding the consumer these days, they're not always looking for a reputation and good quality workmanship. They're looking for price. They seem to see tradesmen as like when they're getting quotes as like a product of China. Like if you could buy a TV, you're going to go to JB Hi-Fi. You're going to go to Dick Smith's. You're gonna look at all the different prices for that same TV, and you're going to pick the lowest price. However, tradespeople
agree with me on this one, right? And I've said this to you before. It's no longer about the quality. It's more about how cheap I can get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that becomes the quality.
Whereas tradesmen, they vary in experience, in quality,
in competence,
in honesty, and yet that's not what the consumer is seeing. They're going for the cheapest quote every time.
Yeah.
And they very well may get a good job out of it, but it makes it harder, as I was saying, trying to touch on, it makes it harder for to do a good job.
Well, if you're going around basically just fixing jobs, do you see that it's basically most of them are just the original job was done on the cheap, and that's why they have to call you in at some later stage to fix it?
Yeah, I think 100%, because a lot of these faults, they're not like they're very big faults. so that it looks almost as if it's intentional. It's like
Right.
they've got to a point where they've said, "Oh, this sheet's we've cut it wrong, and it will cost so much to get it refabricated." They're going to just try to work with it, cut the corner, work with it.
Yeah.
Next.
Yeah.
And if they get a call back, they'll deal. They'll deal with it then, and they're very good at worming their way out of the responsibilities as well.
Yeah.
But their focus is in smashing as many jobs as they can and making as much money as they can.
Yeah.
They'll use apprentices on the job that don't have the experience, and who knows? Maybe a lot of I'm also seeing a lot of overseas sole traders that aren't necessarily registered a license working under other people's license.
Yeah.
Their cousin's license. So it's.
I mean, that matter you had with the flashings being wrong, just explain what that was and how simple that error was and how bad the consequences were.
Yeah, sure. So you've got the valley iron, which runs where you've got the two roof sheets that meet, and on either side you've got the two valley irons which meet, and the direction of flow is supposed to be on top so that water can flow over the top. Whereas in this case, it had been put around the wrong way, and that very well might have been an honest mistake, but it should have been, by the time it goes to be rectified and fixed, the Hebel's already been put on, everything's already on. So to swap that around, it's easier for them to walk away and hope, it doesn't cause a problem till later down the track.
Yeah.
Rather than rectify it.
I mean, that seems like a pretty obvious thing to get wrong, right? I mean, like the plumber should have known that was just completely because it was done the wrong way around.
Well, that's right. It's for an experienced plumber, you can do it with your eyes closed and get it right every time. So it's a sad reality that we're seeing these licensed work being done by unlicensed trade or dishonest tradespeople.
Do you see, perhaps Michael, do you see a lot now where a registered plumber comes on to do the job and then they just want a licensed plumber just to come and sign off at the end? Do you see a bit of that?
I've never had that. Every plumber I've ever engaged is a licensed plumber. And if that ever were to occur on my jobs, that wouldn't happen. I wouldn't accept that.
Well, yeah.
Because like you can be registered in classes of plumbing, and then there's licenses class of plumbing, but only the licensed plumbers can sign work off. That's the thing. And so what I'm seeing is that sometimes a registered plumber gets engaged for the job as the principal plumber, and then they'll just get someone at the end just to sign off on it, which is obviously can lead to problems.
I've heard stories, but I've never ever dealt with that. Like I won't. My plumbers are all licensed. I won't. Yeah, why would I do that? Like,
yeah,
and that's what would make the difference between a builder like yourself and a lot of these other high volume builders, which don't have that same tenacity. So that's it's just the reality of the building industry.
Yeah. And have like the structures of the roofs and the design of the roofs changed over time as well, the last couple of decades?
So I think we're seeing a lot more like these gable ends, box gutters on domestic homes.
Yeah.
I just want to say with double stories in the older, I'd say good 15, 20 years ago, a lot of the old houses used to be built to so your downstairs walls will meet up with your upstairs walls and flow right through. Yeah. So that reduces any need of leaking, correct? Because you have your flashing, your apron flashing, or that goes down with your, and then you've got your cladding that laps over it right on the boundary. So if any water were to hit the wall, go down and then down on the lower wall and out. Whereas now, this is more council's requesting to have all these in and outs, and you know, which with all these lower roofs, these little, like we've got lower roofs of about 600 mil, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Which is tight, like where,
Yeah.
and then you got flashings that go up the wall, the apron
So
flashing.
you got to do a
and
whole roof, a whole flashing, and a whole gutter
a box gutter
just for that 600 mil
of roof.
yeah.
And creates leaks. You're opening a can of worms, and
Why does it create leaks?
It's all got to do with these days is the fire regulations, right? So you got to be 1.8 meters away from each building to comply with a fire regulation, and if you don't comply with that 1.8 or whatever the terms are in a multi-unit development site, then you need a fire performance solution. But then what happens then is also you're opening up, as a plumber, you open up in a can of worms that you've got this little freaking roof where everyone hates, even carpenters, everyone hates it because how do you work in it?
Yeah.
How do you got it's a lot of work too. It's a lot of work for the plumber and for the carpenter to get it to work. And, you know.
Doesn't always work.
Doesn't always work, mate.
So why does that create leaks?
So because you've got little flashings, little returns, or
more possibility for things to go wrong.
yeah, internal corners are the worst, mate. Internal corners, especially in a little roof, are a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
But what do you do?
What about the fact
We even comply and it leaks.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, like especially with some of the downpours you get, and that's a good point. So it's not always the faulty workmanship. It can just be the circumstances with the weather.
the design
You
of
could
the
get
actual.
you could get
yeah,
palm leaves or
design.
gum leaves falling down, blocking up a gutter. You get a big downpour, the next day, and it's going to create a backflow. And where's the water going to go? It's going to go inside to the roof.
I've got two stories for that. One, a job I had down Geelong, we had a massive downpour and we got water ingress. So we went down there to have a look, and it wasn't our fault. Piece of foam went into the gutter, must have flown in from somewhere, who knows, blocked the downpipe and filled up the gutter. And water got inside. That was all it took.
wow.
Yeah.
We got the phone call, we had to go out there to fix it. It wasn't our fault.
Yeah.
The other one was the other side of town. Mate, I hate French onion dip, but a French onion dip carton flew on the roof, went into the gutter, went down the downpipe and blocked the downpipe.
Wow.
And that's all it took.
Yeah.
Wow.
We get the phone, it's not our fault. What do we do? How can we...
Jeez.
So and therefore
as simple as that. That's just...
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah.
Adam, do your clients know that if they get someone like you out to fix issues, if they're within the 6-year limitation period of when the plumbing work was first done, that they've actually got insurance that they could claim your cost on?
That's actually a very, very good point you've raised. It's not something that's really been brought to my attention. A lot of the appliance warranties and that we're very well versed in, but insurance, when it comes to warranty on the workmanship, that's not something I've really been versed in. So,
I mean, the stuff that you're doing, is it mainly newer builds or newer plumbing issues, or is it
that's
kind of
where we're finding
It's more new.
the majority of these faults in
so
the newer.
within the 6 years of the work being done?
I would say within 6 years. Yeah, that would be the most common time frame of faults to arise. You get all the teething problems, and more chance of those faulty workmanship.
And so owners are calling you up, you come out, they pay you, and then you fix it, but they're not claiming it on any type of insurance at all. They're just copying those costs.
I think unless the fault has caused extensive damage, I do mention to them, look into your insurance to see what it covers. Look to see what you're covered for. However, a lot of the diagnostic work I do, I don't think a lot of these consumers are up for the challenge of chasing builders and chasing insurance companies. They'd rather just pay the fee, have it fixed and done. So a lot of it doesn't even get noticed by the VBA or by the insurance companies. So yeah, I think that's a bit of a loophole where I suppose the insurance companies are being let off the hook there.
Yeah, because like they could claim on the plumber's insurer directly. You know, the original plumber's insurance.
Yeah. Well, the insurance company has certainly not informed me of that. So it's a good. It's good to know.
I mean, with do you have like a case study or like an example of like when you went out there and maybe the fault that you fixed was minor, but it was causing extensive damage?
Oh, that's been, very, very common. So you want to like
maybe like an example.
Yeah. Oh, we'll go back to the one which I was touching on earlier. The two flashings, water flowing directly underneath it. Yeah. Literally causing water to enter the roof space, into the ceiling, and cause the ceiling to collapse. Wow. So that's quite extensive. Yeah. And then you've got other damage to downlights, electrical work. That's the side of things I don't really get to see what happens after. Yeah. But I will go there, diagnose the issue, charge for my fee for the leak detection, and a lot of these times I'm not even doing the repair. So that's not something I'm really doing. It's more the diagnostic work, doing the report, and pointing the consumer in the direction of what the problem was, when a lot of other plumbers or tradespeople couldn't rectify it. Yeah, and if it is a plumbing issue that you found, and I know you don't get involved all that much in the later repairs, but do you find that the owners trying to pursue the builder instead of the plumber if it is a plumbing issue? Do they just think builder, or do they kind of think to themselves, well, maybe I can go after the plumber as well? No, it's usually the builder. The builder? Yeah. Yeah. And why do you think that is? I don't think they've dealt with the plumber directly during the build. If there's anybody to contact after the completion, I think, they would have the builder's details and won't necessarily even think to pursue the plumber.
When we finish projects as a builder, we provide the certificate of compliance from the plumber anyway. To real estate agents, they have that copy. So it's part of the Section 32s. It's in their Section 32. So whoever purchases the property, the certificate of who done the plumbing work is part of it. And they've got the name. And they've got the name and details. Yeah. So the name, date lodged, what work was done. Even though they have the CFO, certificate of occupancy, they also provided with all the other certificates. So they have the plumbing certificate, electrical certificate. That's a good point. It's a good point. Waterproofing, what's it called? The insulation, windows, all that is provided. Yeah. So, but we become the face. But if the builder didn't actually directly cause these defects and damage, and the individual trade did, and in this case we're talking about plumbing, it is a bit of a wasted opportunity that they're not going directly to the plumber who has insurance that can respond, because builders don't have insurance that are going to respond to this at the time when they make these complaints. But even our DBI insurance, if it were to go to that, our DBI insurance would go for the plumber after anyway. What do you mean? So if you were to go for the builder, after trying to get whatever you're trying to get out of the builder, the builder will end up going for the plumber's insurance to recoup costs.
Yeah. So the builders
recover all the
can.
costs.
I mean, they should be doing that. So, like, if the builder does have to incur costs to fix it and all that sort of thing, they can, as the builder can claim their losses from the plumber's insurance
the
too,
plumber insurance.
instead of just having to cop those losses as like an expense on the whole project. Like, why not the builder can definitely claim those losses plus the legal fees and everything to pursue the plumber's insurer.
It's actually easier for the owners to go straight for the plumber.
It's so like.
And yet there's no awareness.
Instead of going to builder, then the builder goes after the plumber's insurer. Like, the owner can just go direct to the plumber's insurer and like not have to deal with the builder. And like, some builders are not going to come back and fix it sort of to the standard that it should. And so you're probably going to get a better service and more a direct service too if you go straight to the plumber's insurer.
It's just, well, Dean, you know that.
Yeah.
You know that.
Because you know what Adam said
I'd
about.
agree. Yeah,
You know when Adam said they didn't deal with the plumbers and all that. They've only dealt with the builder if they had engaged the builder and things like that. But you don't need a contract with the plumber to actually go after the plumber's insurer. Like, as long as you got that document,
I feel more that
document.
it's like it's just been, I think the whole industry or whoever's, I don't know how to say this, but it's like everyone just thinks go to the builder.
Just chase the builder, yeah.
Just chase the builder.
Yeah.
Like, that's the option.
Yeah.
But it's not.
Yeah.
And I think a parallel would be if you bought a product or whatever it is, a phone or a TV or electronic item, and you had a fault with that. If you were to go to the retailer you bought it from, they're just going to refer you to the manufacturer anyway.
Exactly. That's a good point.
So
it's not Telstra's fault.
It's not the retailer's, responsibility if the manufacturer's at fault with that product. And I think similarly, if the builder is not at fault and it's more so a tradesperson, then likewise the responsibility should fall straight onto that tradesperson who's at fault and bypass the builder.
Especially if there's insurance there. That's the main point here.
That's right.
I mean? You're not just chasing someone who might not own anything or might not be trading anymore, or you've got no idea. But if
that's what the insurance is for.
The insurance is there for 6 years.
That's right.
From when they lodge their compliance document. That's the point.
Yep.
And why it doesn't get used more, I don't know. And
there's just no awareness.
There's no awareness, yeah. And into that example there, you talked about the flashings and it caused extensive damage and the ceiling collapsed and all this sort of thing. So it's not only the fault that's got to be fixed, but it's all the consequential losses, right? Like the resultant damages.
Yep.
And
sometimes
that's a massive hit for anyone to come back to, whether it's the builder or whatever. But that's all covered in the plumber's insurance.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when you say you go to a property and there's water ingress, is it difficult to find out whether it's a plumbing issue, a waterproofing issue, or a building issue? Like, is that quite challenging?
It can be, but that's what I specialise in. So with the leak detection, if it was a shower leak, for example, we do the flood testing, dye testing, thermal imaging, even acoustic sounding, until we can get a definitive, conclusive result on where that leak is coming from. So there's a series of tests which I carry out to determine that, and based on what I find, we can then determine what has caused the leak, and if it's a faulty workmanship, like waterproofing isn't sufficient, then the consumer can know where to go to rectify, to get that resolved in terms of costs and damages.
Is it sometimes easier to get someone like you who's got fresh eyes on the project, right, to find out what the problem is? Because sometimes if you get the original plumber or the original whatever, they are a bit biased in how they see things and they might not be able to figure it out.
Yeah, that's right. And I also find that with a lot of in the construction industry, a lot of it's sort of like rinse and repeat. So these builders will be trained or will be conditioned to be able to get their job done, but not necessarily have the skill set to diagnose an issue. So they might install a heater. They might install 20 heaters a month, but when there's a fault with the heater, it doesn't come back to them.
They don't.
So
Okay.
someone like myself will get a call, and that's my line of work. I have to find where that fault is. So I develop the skill set and the experience to find it, whereas a lot of other plumbers in the construction industry don't have that.
They might install it, but they don't know how to find a problem.
That's
and that's a
right.
different skill set, isn't it?
That's right, and it's not their problem. You know, it'll go to the manufacturer or but in terms of that's in terms of products. But in terms of workmanship, if it's a workmanship issue, then again, coming to someone like myself who can diagnose that, it does mitigate a lot of the bias. From the, in the industry that have actually caused that.
I mean, is that your skill set of doing that day in and day out? Is that something you've just developed over time on the job, or is it specialized training?
So there is with the leak detection, there is it is quite a specialized field. A qualified plumber that going back to a construction plumber. If they were to go out and buy all the equipment today, they wouldn't have the same experience and knowledge on how to use the equipment and what to look for. So in the line of work that I've been doing over the last 18 years, my previous employer that I started off with, he was one of the first plumbers in Melbourne to have a drain camera, and so he would get calls from all the other plumbers to diagnose what's going on, where it's blocked, why is it drain broken, and we would be able to find those faults. Whereas the plumbers that install those drains wouldn't know how to clear a blockage. They even if they were to go out and buy a drain jet or a drain camera, they just don't have that. They're good at what they do, but it's a specialised field. Yeah. So the training we did with leak detection, we got to know what sounds to look for with the acoustic sounding, how to use the line locator to make sure that the line you're looking for is actually that pipe and not a electrical cable or so. You've really got to learn to filter out what we're looking for. So it's not just a matter of going in there and being able to find it. It takes quite a lot of training and experience to get there.
Well, look, we all went to school together, so we can sometimes help each other out. But was there an issue that you had on one of Michael's jobs where the installers couldn't find the problem, but you came and solved it pretty much straight away?
Yeah, and that's what I find. It's why I love what I do.
Yeah.
Because 9 times out of 10, to me, it's quite simple. Whereas they might have had another plumber there before, they've had other tradespeople, they've had, and usually the owner or the builder will look for the problem before they engage the plumber.
Yeah.
Which I don't know why they don't just go straight to the plumber, but and most cases where they can't find it, I can usually find it 9 times out of 10 quite easily. The 1 time out of 10 might take a bit more resources and time to find it, but we get there in the end.
And so what happened with that job where they couldn't find the problem and then Adam came and saved the day?
We had a water leak in the cavity and it kept coming out through one of the weep holes, and we thought it was, we couldn't work out what it was, where it was coming from. So I was looking in the shower, I was checking, it was the last bathroom right at the end of the house. We removed tiles, we found, it was all dry. We couldn't find anything, everything was dry. So in the end, I called Adam. Adam came in with his moisture detector. We put the moisture at the top, there was no moisture. We put it below and it just hit 11%.
Off the chart,
Off the chart. It's like there's something going on here.
Yeah, so then we can...
Yeah, so we knew we were working.
Eliminate.
Yeah, from the flick mixer on the shower, it was from there down. And he goes to me, "Can you hear that?" I'm like, "I can't hear anything." He goes, "It's coming from here." And all it took was the what they called the
Easy plug.
easy
cap.
plug. Easy, there was the rubber or something with the easy cap. Wasn't sealing it properly. And it had been leaking. And my plumber tried to find it and we couldn't find it.
So you ripped out tiles,
We ripped out tiles
That
and
you-
everything, tried to find where it was coming from. Couldn't
and
find
it didn't really matter. Like
Didn't
there
even
was-
matter.
There
All
was
it
no need
took
for tiles.
was
didn't
an easy
Yeah.
cap. Literally a $3, $2 fitting
Yeah.
or $1 fitting.
Yeah.
Just to plug the water off. That's all it was.
it? Wow. That was causing so much problems.
Mate, I had the tiler back on the job. We had to re-waterproof.
Yeah. And I
Wow.
think that's where my line of work can eliminate a lot of
Is
that.
that what you're saying? Like if you were just brought in, I guess initially, like there'd be, you would have.
So my approach is to do everything possible before we do anything invasive. So before we start cutting holes. So having thermal imaging can eliminate a lot of the need for cutting holes because we can see that we can detect the cold and the heat behind the wall.
Yeah.
Acoustic sounding, we can really narrow down where the issue is before any tiles need to be removed. So that's essentially what that leak detection, experienced leak detection will do.
Yeah. Wow. Perhaps from your experience or from both your experience, what's the most common example of where a builder and plumber will disagree about the cause of a defect or about what the defect is?
I always have problems with capillary. Was it called the capillary fault?
Yeah, capillary fault.
Plumbers think you don't need it. It's if you even look into standard and tolerances, it clearly states that all flashings. Is it all flashings on the vertical or
Yeah,
horizontal?
where you've got two panels that meet and touch each other.
And it has to have a minimum of 70 mil cover. Correct?
Yeah. So if you've got two sheets that are touching each other, regardless of which way they're facing, when that's exposed, the bottom part is exposed to water. The capillary action is where it draws water up through those two panels.
That's right.
And without what a capillary fold does, it just offsets that panel so that the two sheets aren't touching. So all it does is prevent that capillary action for the water to come up. So that's another thing, leak detection. Like if you've got no capillary fold there and you've got two panels there, anybody with the untrained eye will not know where that water's coming from. They won't know about capillary action. So having the I suppose not knowledge and training on what to look for, it's a lot better chance of rectifying and diagnosing.
Would you agree with Michael that that's something that the plumbers got to get wrong?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I mean, it was a thing when I was doing my apprenticeship. We were told to do it. I don't know how in the last 5-10 years science and the laws of physics have changed where they're, now therefore we don't need, there's no such thing as capillary action anymore. It's still a thing. We can have a bucket of water and two sheets of metal, put them together, and you'll see water literally streaming out of the top of it.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's
With like roof plumbing, on the audit checklist, there's like these boxes that the auditor's got to do, right? If someone from the BPC come out and do an audit, and the first question is, has the roof been designed appropriately? But I don't know if your experience, Michael, you can tell us that are the roof plumbers actually doing the calculations and design, or are they kind of just figuring it out as they go along?
Funny you say this, right? My new job I've got coming up here, the RBS has required or requested that the roof plumber to calculate that the box gutter and the sump is going to be sufficient enough to withhandle the control of flow of rainwater. Now, that's a roof plumber's job. They can measure how much water is going to be brought to the box gutter and then to the sump if it's going to be able to handle the flow. there's measurement. It's in the it's in look
There's
as a
formulas and
there's
and,
formulas
yeah,
for that in
yeah.
part of the NCC Volume 3. I think it's in. Yeah, that's their job. It's just like a builder's job to work out the volume of area of airflow to how many openings, like, you know, ventilation points that need to be put in underneath a house that's on the subfloor. That's it's the builder, the engineer, and the architect together can work that out, no problems. But a lot of people, or builders, or sorry, architects and engineer will just put like a little diagram on the plans for the builder to work it out. But
what you just said now, is that typical though of most jobs, or is
no,
that a
like
one-off?
look, this is a particular job that's been requested, but most jobs, no, normally they just follow what's on the plan.
Yeah.
It's there, it's detailed.
So
There's
like
section drawings on plans.
if there is an order, there are no measurements that the roof plumber can give.
Well, there is, because part of the NCC Volume 3 gives you the formulas to work that out. The roof plumber can say, no, this is wrong. I'm not going to resort to this because it doesn't comply or it doesn't meet the formula. We've got to do it this way.
And then what I find, a lot of those situations, the plumber has already invested time and resources into the job, and this plumber or builder, you know, or company could be just trying to keep their head above water in terms of cash flow and all those sort of things. So to knock a job back because it's not going to meet or comply, they're going to lose.
Yeah.
They're the ones going to lose, and nobody wants to lose their shirt.
Yeah.
So they would rather do the work uncompliant, get their paycheck, than risk than go under.
Yeah.
So and in these financial uncertain times, I think that plays a big part in
what's going on.
people. Yeah, a lot of people would rather just get that paycheck, even if it means not doing non-compliant work.
As a builder, though, in today's time with the war that's going on and the petrol prices, the fuel prices going up, you know, I have clauses that I cannot be responsible for the increase of prices. It's out of my. It's out of my control. I can't control that.
Yeah, that's a big.
You know, and if I've got that as a clause, I'll go to the trades. I've got a clause, but you got to prove to me that there is a price increase. So it's got to come from the supplier. You know, there's a price increase. They send a PDF document out to anyone, and I pass that on to the client. Say, look, we're not asking for extra money to profit off. It's literally because the increase of price. We can't. It's out of our control. Yeah. And the clients don't like it. They don't want to sign on that behalf either. Why should they wear the cost, they're saying? Well, we're building this for you. It's not for us.
Yeah. Well, the petrol prices is a good example. If the price of oil goes up, the service stations pass that on to those purchasing the fuel.
Yeah.
My bin company, his prices, he's paying an extra $400 every 2 days. So it's costing him about $1,000, $800 to $1,000 a week extra per truck. I can show you an email from Pronto. Accessories and tools up 4%, raw materials up 4%, general supplies up 4%, steel reinforcement delivery charge up $25 per drop.
Yeah.
I received that yesterday. So when roof plumbers get a delivery out, they've got trucks. You know, they increase. Even manufacturing, if they're working off, mate, it's a flow-on effect.
Yeah. What Adam said though is, I think he's curious about if they're halfway through the job and then the roof plumber can't work it out. Is that what you were saying? Or
so
they will just rather just finish it as best as they can, and then just.
Let's say you've won a job. Let's say your company's on the line, right? Everybody's competing for work, right? So let's say, for example, you've thrown the quote out there. You've won the job.
Yeah.
Now this job is going to get you over the line.
Yeah.
Right. So in a lot of these circumstances, a lot of these building companies, when I say building companies, not builders per se, tradespeople, we're going through times where customers don't want to, pay for what the jobs are worth in the first place, and then so already that's put businesses on the line. And then when we have these situations where they've won the quote, and this job, they're looking at how much meat is in the job, and that it's going to get them profit, it's going to get them over the line, it's going to keep the wheels turning. Now, if they get to this job, they start and realize, hey, there's some reason why we can't do this job. We're going to have to walk away from it. There's a lot of these situations where it's going to put their company, their business, in the red.
Yeah.
So they would rather stay in the green, do the job. Hopefully, nobody notices, turns a blind eye to it. And this day and age, the VBA aren't doing the checks like they used to. Inspections aren't happening as much as they used to. So a lot of them are getting away with it.
Yeah.
They're able to keep the wheels turning. So I'm not saying it's the right thing to do, but this is causing a circumstance for these type of scenarios to unfold.
Is it because the price of materials or whatever have gone up during the course of the job, or is it that they didn't really understand how complex the job was when they gave the quote, or is it both?
I think it's more the latter. So it's more so maybe missing an aspect of what the job entailed, and then realizing that once the job has already been accepted and once they've already initiated the job, there's too much at stake to back out a lot of these times. So if this was the case with an honest tradesperson, they would reevaluate everything and try to rectify it in a way where it's going to comply, or bring it up with, or walk away from it.
And how do you fix this, Michael? Or is it just so tight now, like the margins are so tight that it's really difficult to fix it?
Mate, as a builder, we send out our plans. We ask for a quote. That's all we do. We don't change the plan. So we're given those plans by the client, and we're asking our roof plumbers or the roof plumber to quote what's on that plan. That's it. We don't ask for them to redesign the roof.
Yeah, so the builder's done their job. They've said this is the job. What's it going to cost? And the plumber is, you're saying, trying to win the work because it's so hard to get work right.
That's one aspect, and then you've got other aspects where maybe they're doing all right, and they just, they're there for the check.
Yeah.
So they're not worried about.
I believe they get away with it once and it becomes force of habit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I believe. Like, I really think that they've gotten away with it on the last one. I'm just going to keep doing it. It saves me an extra $10. Oh, well, it's money in my pocket.
$10.
Oh, I don't know. I'm using it as an example.
No, but like,
like on one piece of
maybe you
on
can
one
build
flashing.
You can build my house, I think.
Nah.
Well, hang on. Like, how much are they saving?
On one
How much are
flashing,
they
like on one length of flashing, 6 meters long,
Yeah.
what would they save on a capillary, for example, a capillary fold?
Oh, not much.
We're not talking.
No, that's right.
We're talking under $100 here.
Yeah,
Less.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, it's
And then taking these massive shortcuts for $100.
yeah. We're talking. Oh, that's why I said $10. One capillary fold will cost you $10.
I guess if you add that with all the jobs, it tends to add up.
Yeah, well, of course it does.
And that wouldn't be the only thing. There'd be other.
There'll be other
If they're
things.
not doing capillary fold, I'm sure that a lot of the other aspects on their workmanship.
Then you got the safety folds.
will also be
They're
shortcutted.
missing safety folds.
Yeah.
That's why your friend there's here is loving it.
Yeah.
Because it's such minor details.
Yeah.
It's really minor stuff, isn't it, Adam?
Yeah.
It's not that the flashing's not wide enough, or I've seen those films too, but it's the minor, finer details that brings that job from good to perfection.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Because all the minor issues add up, and
Well-
like the flashing example, that
Yeah.
might be minor in
I've
its head,
actually
but
got
then
a picture of it. If you,
Oh yeah, okay.
when I look at it.
Okay.
But yeah, that's a. Maybe you can put it on the screen.
Yeah.
That's a.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you fix that? It was a $5 mistake, but it's going to be
Thousands.
thousands to repair.
Jeez.
You can see it goes under the roof sheet.
Yeah. And it's quite. I wouldn't say that particular thing is common, but
Yeah.
you see everything. Once you think you've seen everything, you hold your breath for a little while. And,
And then you see more.
that's right. Yeah.
Look, most water leaks that I come across, it's just minor stuff. It's just really, honestly, Adam.
Well, your tradesmen are a lot better quality.
Yeah,
So-
but it's minor detail. Missing silicon sometimes, missing, it's not anything that's, and it's a very slow leak. I don't get a lot of like
The
gushing
gushing.
leaks,
Yeah.
that your ceiling's going to collapse or, but mate, when it comes to building, Adam can agree with me on this 100%. Is it's all man-made, mate. We're putting it all together by hand. You're thinking ahead, trying to get it done, or getting it done. And the house sometimes, mate, I've built houses, and then 6 years later we've got a water leak. Never ever had one, and then we've got a water leak, and the house is moving too. Yeah, it's settling.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, imagine all the wind force and everything the house is copying. There's a lot involved. And sometimes all it takes is a directional rain.
Yeah.
It's never rained that way. And then all of a sudden the wind's blowing this way and blowing it in.
Yeah. That's right. I mean, yeah, I've gone to jobs where visibly there's nothing wrong. All the rivets are spaced out right. All the folds are going the right way. There's no broken tiles. And yet, they've had water come in.
Yeah.
So, it's
One job I had in Heidelberg, client rang me, got a water leak, water's coming through the downlight. That job's 5 years old. Never had a water leak in there. Well, from rain, right? And I said, mate, have you checked if there's a broken tile? He goes, no, I'm just ringing you to let you know there's a water leak. I said, well, check if there's a broken tile. If there's he goes, well, what do I do then? I said, well, just replace the tile. He goes, yeah, but I said, no, that's your duty of care of your own home. That doesn't become a builder's responsibility or a plumber's responsibility. That's your own duty of care of your own home.
Yeah, you've got to.
We don't come in and
mitigate
maintain your
losses.
home for you.
You've got to mitigate your losses. Yeah.
That's right. Broken tile, fix it. What do you want me to do? What do you want the plumber to do? Like, it's not even a plumber's fault. They don't put the roof tiles in.
no, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It happens, mate.
Yeah. Some of these jobs that you're talking about where they're like halfway through, they put too much into it and they kind of just walk away. Do you think it's helpful if the owner's got someone like you at that point of handover to check things at that point?
Yeah, I would strongly advocate a full comprehensive plumbing inspection before handover, and that would also entail a drain inspection pre slab pour as well. That way we can rectify any issues before those issues become bigger issues.
Yeah.
And before there's any, we can really mitigate a lot of the surprises and teething problems and cost and expense, which the consumer will face after they've already moved into their dream home. So I think, to invest in a comprehensive plumbing inspection, because we hear of a lot of building inspections.
Yeah.
That's become a very popular.
Yeah.
Anybody buying a house these days, they're going to get a building inspection.
Yeah.
Nobody gets a plumbing inspection.
No one does plumbing. And if 90% of these issues that I'm seeing is water leaks,
That
it
would
makes
be-
no sense why you'd skip the plumbing.
That's right. It's the foundation for the home.
Adam, I'm pretty sure years ago there used to be mandatory plumbing inspections. I don't know. Tell me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, that was right. So the VBA, every drain that was laid, so you'd have before you even backfill, you had to book that inspection with the VBA, and that's the reason why we need certain inspection openings in the on the sewer drain or stormwater drain, even though it's going to be backfill. What's the point of inspection opening? It's so that the VBA can come before the backfill. They would put a mirror and a torch. They would see if they would inspect if the fall is correct, if there's any faults in the drain. They didn't have drain cameras back then. Now they would use a drain camera. And if something wasn't right, they would pick on it. They would find it. So the plumbers would have to get everything spot on, because they know that if it's not spot on, they're going to be spending extra resources and time to get that.
And now they're not doing that.
To my knowledge, it's not happening.
Inspections are done. Inspections are booked. I know that for sure because I deal with the plumbers underground.
Yeah.
Do the VBA ever rock up? I've never seen a VBA inspector on one of my jobs.
So what do you mean they booked the inspection and they don't come?
Yeah, they're not. Okay, so what I understand is, say if you book it for 9 o'clock, there's a half an hour or an hour period. Is that right? That if they don't come within that time, then you can just backfill it.
Right.
And that's it.
So they're still doing it, but it's not as common.
Yeah, it's not as enforced. Like I've been building 10 years, 12 years. Watch, if you post this, they're going to be on my jobs every time now. But
You've never seen them.
Is it too late to put a blur on you?
yeah, and don't advertise my company either. Yeah, I know, like they've never. I've had VBA inspections on my job after it's been done. Like we've poured concrete and everything, they've come up. You get a letter from the VBA or the BPC in today's market, but that's it. And that's undergrounds. Roof plumbing, there's no inspections.
Yeah, there's
Zero.
nothing. There's
I've
just
never
zero.
ever had an inspection for roof plumbing.
Yeah.
Zero. The only person what I know of that can inspect the roof plumbing is another plumber. So if you engage another plumber to inspect someone else's plumbing, that will stand.
Yeah.
But who does that?
Well, like going back to what Adam said, like building inspections are common, but not plumbing.
Yeah, even with cars, you know, a lot of people will get a mechanic to give the car a once over before they invest in it.
Yeah.
And a lot of the plumbing you don't see. So this is why people don't think about whether there's a fault with it, because they can't see it. They can't see what's under the ground. They can't see what's behind the wall. They can't see the waterproofing.
Sure.
But a builder inspection will do a non-invasive inspection, but it won't pick up any faults or breaks in the drain.
Yeah.
And I'm finding with new builds, at least 5 out of 10 stormwater drains are broken. And that's something...
5 out of 10?
At least 5 out of 10 broken. Even my own home, when I had that built 14 years ago, I found 4 breaks in it. Before handover, I did an inspection on my own, 4 breaks. And
if you leave the breaks, what would happen then?
Well, if it's being stormwater drains or even sewer drains, they're running through and near foundations of the home. And if water is exiting the drain because it's broken, it's subjecting those foundations to moisture and water, which compromises the integrity of the foundations. So you'll see cracks in walls, foundations sinking, and by then it's too late. Like, whereas a simple drain inspection, finding that broken drain before all that happens would mitigate that.
That's a really good point. That's a really good point. Yeah, because that's right. You can't see what's behind the wall.
Yeah.
You can't see what's on the ground. You can't. Wow. Okay. Would you say, like, in your work, where are the biggest points of failure? Is it the showers? Is it the balconies? Is it the roofs? Like, what are you noticing?
Roofs, showers, drains. I haven't put much thought into what exact order,
the ratio. Yeah,
but that's what's keeping me going.
That's what's going on.
Yeah. So that's I'd have to say possibly the roofs and the showers are up there. However, if more. If I was getting more calls for these drain inspections, then that's going to be up there as well, because there'd be so many houses out there which I haven't inspected.
I've got to ask this, mate. I remember the old days when we used to do drains, because we're talking. I grew up in a family that have been building since they've come from Italy, right? And I've been on site when I was a kid, school holidays, whatever. The old plumbers used to block the drain, fill it up with water it'll be filled up with water while they're organising the concreters, right? So the concreters would come in, and then they will do what they'll do. If there was any damage to any of the sewer, you would know because the water will dry.
That's right.
There'll be no water in the drain. Today, it's throw it in. That's it. Yeah. Am I right or wrong?
Right. Yeah. It's a very
simple step.
It's
no one does it.
Conclusive.
That's what used to be done on every job. Nobody does it anymore.
I mean, is that a big step to be done?
Well, it's not that hard. What's that thing that they put in the blocks of drain and you turn it and then it increases the blank?
Yeah, it's a float. It's a plug.
The plug. That's right.
Drain plug.
Drain plug, and then you'd fill up the water. You fill up the drain. That's it. You would know if a peg's gone through the drain. You'd know because there's no water in the pipe.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like a massive test to be done, but it takes some time.
Mate, the biggest problem we have, and I'm more scared of the most, is what do they call them? The charge lines. Yeah. They should just be banned altogether. We shouldn't have any charge line on domestic sites. We don't need them. They are the biggest problem on a building site, and they want them running underneath slabs. They haven't. They said they've banned them now from underneath slabs. Correct. Last I heard that it was banned from underneath slabs, but they still design them the civil drawings with charge lines. Mate, all it takes is a little movement in the glue to release. That's it.
That's it.
Never charges up.
Yeah. Whereas with an actual stormwater drain, there's more chance of that water flowing away. Whereas when a charged line, you've got a pipe underground, you've got both ends coming up out of the ground, and the section under the ground is always filled with water.
Yeah.
So if you get any issue with that drain, that water is going to just always it's always going to hold water in that spot, and it's going to release the water in that spot. There's no chance of that water getting away anywhere else other than that break.
Yeah. I get what you're saying. What are some warning signs that owners should, I guess, be aware of when maybe it's a small leak before it becomes into a major leak or a major defect?
If there's cracks in walls.
Yeah.
With shower leaks, very common. I think a lot of these shower screens, the way they're designed, is causing these leaks as well. And the signs would, to spot that sort of issue would be swelling skirting boards, discoloration in the grout outside the shower. So there's a few things, but a lot of this is overlooked. People don't have that eye to spot that.
I mean, with showers, there's so many trades that had to be part of that process. Is it mainly plumbing problems that you see, or is it waterproofing? Is it tiling? Like what?
Waterproofing, grout, and shower screens are the main culprits. I firmly believe we should do away with tiling in showers. I don't know what you might think.
I've got a question for you, Adam. Mate, we used to do shower screens. I've been in houses in 1980s, 70s, 60s, and there's no silicone and no waterproofing and no leaks.
Yeah.
I can't understand how we're getting it wrong. Like we're engaging waterproofers now, putting water stops in, putting waterproof in. Before we didn't have any of that.
Yeah.
and we had 0 leaks, none.
Mm.
I don't know if the grout's changed or I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
we're getting more problems now than ever before, and we're doing the exact same, building the same bathrooms. Nothing's changed. Floor to ceiling tiles, the whole lot.
Yeah.
We're actually using larger format tiles now. Before they used to use the small ones.
Yeah.
You know, I can't see how we're getting it all wrong. Like, or is the actual grout itself changed? I don't know. Is it more porous than what it was before? I can't even answer this question anymore.
Yeah. Well, grout is a big part of it, and you would think that if you're going to come across a property where the grout is coming away and it's leaking, it would be a much older home.
Mm.
However, I'm seeing this on
New
newer
homes,
homes.
yeah.
The grout's already coming away. And then these shower screen designs, the semi-frameless ones, which is in majority of volume builds, recipe for disaster.
Yeah, I hate the frameless ones. I'm not a fan on. You rely on a rubber strip on the bottom of the door.
Yeah, yeah. So with the semi-frameless, you've got you've literally got the frame going into the tile. Like, so the shower base goes into the tile, and if they haven't sealed where the shower base meets the tile, and they put their shower screen there and seal around it, when that shower screen allows water to come through the aluminium frame, it goes right through into the wall. And even if there is waterproofing, the water's got to go somewhere.
Mm.
It will come out somewhere and cause damage wherever it comes out. And that's one of the main sources of leaks I'm finding. The little rubber strip where the glass meets the aluminium, over time it shrinks and it pulls away, and it only takes a few mil for that water to get through.
Yeah.
And you don't know that it's leaking until your skirting boards are swelling up.
You're talking between the glass and the aluminium, correct?
Yeah,
that rubber in between.
That little, because it pulls away from the corner.
Heat, when you're expanding.
Yeah.
Got heat.
Set recipe for disaster. Yeah, and they're in every home.
And so, I think you said grout is a big problem.
Yeah.
Is it like just worse quality now than what it was back in the day, or like or is it how they install it, or what is it?
Mate, go into a 1980s home and try and scratch the grout out. You can't get it out. Am I right?
Yeah.
You go in today, it's like chalk.
Yeah.
Am I right? Or?
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I remember when I was doing a bit of a renovation, and I was chiseling out the kitchen tiles, and these things were so strong. It was it's an 80s house, right? And you could see the outline of the brand of the glue when I was like smashing the tiles out. Like, it took us like three days just to do the laundry and kitchen, because we did it by hand, but they were so strongly put down. It was crazy.
Mate, I honestly, I talked to Dom the plumber, right? I've spoken to other plumbers, and they even say the grout today is not the same. You go to an older home, you look at the grout, it's like concrete. It's solid. Today, it's shit. I honestly reckon there's something going on with the grout.
Yeah. Yeah.
The grout's not... All right, you can use...
Flexible.
Yeah, you can use flexible sealants, or you can use the... what's the other grout? The epoxy grout, right? They say literally you can have chicken shit on this thing and it doesn't change. But we've always just used standard grout and never had a problem. And now we've got problems. I reckon the grout is too porous. The grout needs to be a lot more stronger like it used to be.
Yeah.
Because the tile ain't going to fail. The tile's waterproof.
Yeah.
You put water on the tile, where's the water going?
Yeah.
So it's going to fail at the grout. That's where it's going to fail. I reckon the grout is not, doesn't meet up to its standard anymore.
I'd be very interested to see the testing they did with the chicken shit. Like, I think that's
It's fantastic. Yeah, I hear this all the
How
time.
do
The epoxy grout is like, they reckon you can literally fucking put anything on it. It won't do
I don't
anything
know
to
what
it.
they're doing with the showers. Would have chickens in there, but that's
Yeah, but they mainly use epoxy on balconies.
Yeah.
Because it's open to all climates.
Elements.
Yeah.
But you know how Adam said you should get rid of tiles in showers?
Yeah.
What would you put instead?
Polymarble.
Yeah, a panel. A panel, even if you could buy a right angle panel
can buy them. I've seen 'em.
prefabricated, eliminate any joints. Seal,
Like a bathtub.
like a bathtub, and redesign the shower screen. I don't have a blueprint for a one that's not going to leak, but that's the engineer's job, manufacturer's job.
Yeah.
Like design something that's
No,
not going to
I
leak.
believe the best is, honestly, if you got the tile, you don't penetrate the tile. You put a glass screen, you silicon the screen to the
Just
tile.
plain glass.
Yeah, right. And then have the hinge door off the glass.
Off the glass, yeah.
Because you're not penetrating any. If
That's
you can,
right. Yeah,
it's like a swimming pool. You put a hole in the swimming pool.
yeah.
What's gonna happen, mate?
There's a hole in my bucket. Yeah.
Exactly that. You put a hole in the
Yeah.
bucket. Same
Yeah.
thing. I agree with Adam, but
a
I
good
think
point.
there's definitely something going on
With the grout.
with the
Yeah.
grout. Because we never used to have the leaks that we're having.
Yeah. Yeah. What sort of documentation, perhaps for the both of you, do you wish that certain trades kept, that when there are problems, it would help you to find out what the issues are?
Maybe more photos during construction.
Yeah.
But it's almost getting to a point where we need to have a GoPro on when we do anything, because like just to document what you do. And yeah, I mean, if I was to complete a job, I'm now being asked from real estate agents photos, or it didn't happen, photos, or you didn't do it. Even if I clear a block drain with the jetter, or they want a photo of me, of my equipment out and everything, as evidence that I've done what I'm invoicing for. So it's a sad reality that we've got to this point, but I think it would, if we documented the work we do.
But that's the loss in the game.
Yeah,
That's the loss that
Yeah.
we've got in the industry. We've lost the trust because people aren't providing quality work anymore.
But wouldn't you feel more comfortable as a builder as well? That like if your trades are giving you photos of the work that they're doing? I mean, when you get a package from Amazon, you get a photo that they dropped it off at your door, right?
Yeah.
It's the same sort of thing.
yeah.
I think that we need to have, all trades should have mandatory insurance, at least structural. I think all trades should have a mandatory insurance, and I believe that at the end of a job, with that insurance, that comes a certificate to say that my workmanship meets the minimum standards. That's what plumbers provide a certificate of currency or the compliance for. They're saying that our workmanship meets.
So not just the plumber and the
I think-
electrician, everyone.
No, well, electrician does already as well.
Yeah.
I think that at least structural trades should have that as well. I know we're bringing this up again, but yeah.
No, it's a good point. Yeah.
I think all structural trades, including plumbers, electricians, waterproofing, should have a mandatory insurance as well. Because if it fails, why does it become a builder's problem? Why does it become the plumber's issue? If the waterproofing is failed and you've done the job and it doesn't meet a minimum standard, you should have a mandatory insurance that for yourself first to protect you, but also protects everyone else.
Yeah. I think that might solve a lot of these issues.
Well, yeah, if you don't want to license the tradesman, that's fine.
Yeah.
But they should all have a mandatory insurance that covers it for at least 6 years or 10 years, whatever it is.
Well, it kind of gives that sense of
Well, that gives a sense of security.
accountability.
Yeah, but also
Accountability.
security. Jacinta Allen wants to bring out that with every new house that's sold from now on has to have a pest inspection and a building report. She's just come out with that.
Right.
Well,
every new house.
even a new house, anything that's sold,
Yeah.
right? I'm pretty sure it's a new home as well.
No, is it only new homes or is it like all houses?
All houses.
All houses. Okay.
So it's like when you get, she's saying it's along the lines when you purchase a car, you go get a roadworthy, right?
Right.
She's saying, well, why don't we have that on houses? So, okay, if we've got that on houses, then if there's a mandatory building inspection done on the house, well, then if there's a fault, they should go back to the trade. The trade, and if that's a structural fault, well, then there should be an insurance for it.
And has she included plumbing inspections in that as well? Because going back to your point, which is like the main culprits.
I'm guessing that will be part of the whole building
The build,
report.
no, but it'll be in the build. But they're not specialist plumbers, though.
Yeah, it's usually overlooked.
Yeah,
Yeah, it would be.
they're
overlooked.
just generalists, right?
Yeah.
Again, I said it before too. Normally, when you need an inspection done, you get a plumber to overlook another plumber's work.
Because you know how you said it's pest plus building. Pest is an obvious thing as well. I know why they've included that, but they're not including plumbing because they just think it gets captured in the building inspection.
They just think it's getting captured in the building inspection. That's right. That's
when
what
it's
would
a
happen.
specialised area.
Yeah,
It's a highly specialised area.
and it is definitely a specialist area, and it's the foundation of a house. You've got, apart from the actual foundation, you've got pipes underground, pipes in walls. You've got appliances, gas, all these things which can be a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
If there's something not right with it. So it's a mystery to me as to why they're not included in building reports. A comprehensive plumbing inspection.
Very good point.
Yeah, what do you want me to say, mate?
Yeah.
It's a dog eat dog game.
Yeah.
I mean, Michael, as you as the builder, like if there is a plumbing issue, what's like the most frustrating part about the dispute process? Is it the challenge with dealing with the owner? Is it the challenge with getting the plumber back? Is it the...
Do you know what the most annoying part about the whole thing is?
What?
Honestly, is when you tell a plumber there's a problem, and it's been told that there's a problem for example, Zahir or whatever, and then they fight the issue and say, "Nah, it's not. There's nothing wrong with it." Well, clearly there is. It's been brought up, especially getting them back
So
for
you
water
get
leaks.
pushback
Oh,
from the plumbers.
Even the water leaks,
they
I'm finding
don't
them
come back.
Mate, you know how many times I've had to fix their water leaks for them?
Yeah.
You know, I've come to you.
Yeah.
You know, like, mate, what do? I call Adam too. It's, and do I chase them for the money after? Never chase them for it. And I know I'm allowed to, but
What is it? Going back to what Adam said about like they've not made that much on the job, and for them to keep coming back, it's another hole in the pocket. Is that mostly what it is?
I reckon you, look, I know you come in when it's already the job's completed, or it's at the end, or job's finished, whatever. But what I notice is it's like the emotional stress, or they're done.
Yeah.
For them, the job's done.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's it.
It's completed. Why you need me again?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what it is.
Nobody wants that
Like
call.
you're the builder, you deal with it. Is that what kind of the attitude?
What do you mean? I finished my job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've finished. Because it's coming back now. It's like I've already finished that job.
Yeah.
In my head, it's done.
Yeah. So whether it's their business is on the line, or whether they're killing it and making heaps of profit.
Mate, I believe
they
they're
don't
making
wanna-
some serious money, because I'll tell you something. I've never seen a poor plumber. I'll tell you straight.
Yeah.
Mate, to own the excavators they got and everything, let's say they got money.
They're doing all right. Yeah.
Mate, I've got plumbers that rock up in F250s and yeah, let's be honest, they're not, plumbers know how to make money. There's plenty of money in digging. But to get them back to the job,
It's a nightmare.
you know a story. I don't want to bring it up. I got thrown under the bus.
Yeah. But look, when and if that happens, the
My
builders
problem is-
should access the
The
plumbing
problem,
insurance.
the problem with us builders is that it's like that brotherhood.
Yeah. Like you don't want to
Yeah, and
like cut someone's lunch kind of thing and
Well-
dob
well-
on them or whatever.
you know they've done wrong. You take it on the chin as a builder, and all builders do this. I know a lot of builders will just take it on the chin. They've had water leaks and they just go there and fix it, or engage someone like Adam to come and fix it. Just pay it and then just shut up.
But if there is a path for the builder to claim on the plumber's insurance, it's like if you had an accident on the road, and even if it's your mate, you still claim on the insurance. That's just how it works.
I know, but it's
why
that
is it
whole-
different on a building site?
Because on the building side, it's like It's a team. It's a brotherhood. You got that mateship. You know, you
But
create
if it's
that.
a brotherhood, why don't they come back?
Yeah. This is exactly my point. I get it. I know exactly what
It's
you're
a double
saying.
standard, isn't it?
It's a double standard, but the builder always wears it, mate. The builder or the owners, or they mainly wear it. They just because you get over like, fuck, I've got to chase this fucking cunt. You know, I've got to chase this fucking idiot. Look, mate, go there 10 minutes, fucking fix the fucking problem, and let's move on with life.
Yeah.
Nah. There's always, oh, I'm too busy. You know, oh, I can't fit it in. You got to wait 2 weeks. 2 weeks comes, they still don't rock up.
Yeah.
And people might say, you know, you're using shit trades. Adam, am I using shit trades? No, we're using quality trades, but it just happens, mate. It just it's like this thing about it. I don't know, mate. You get frustrated as a builder, mate. You're forever. You feel like you're just chasing your tail, just trying to get these boys back to the job to fix up their problem. It's their problem.
Yeah.
And I'm there up there with a fucking caulking gun trying to work out where this water leak's coming from. True?
True, yeah. I've often met builders on site trying to rectify a leak together with another builder. And in cases where there's cement in a drain, or it's like, why isn't the plumber back?
My job, cementing the drain. Do you remember we had the remember that
why
piece
isn't
of grout?
the tiler coming back? Why isn't it's clearly grout? Why is Michael there? Why isn't the tiler coming back? Why aren't I meeting the tiler on site?
Yeah.
And then we can
Actually, that's a good one we brought up, because that one there, we found a chunk of grout that literally blocked the drain, right? So I called Adam out. Adam found it. He actually sucked it out with the vacuum, the grout. We broke it, sucked it out, took photo evidence. Adam sent me the invoice. I paid your invoice.
Yep.
I sent the invoice to the tiler with a letter of demand to pay. It's not my fault. You're the one who put the grout down the drain. We clearly shows grout in the drain. And he paid the invoice.
Yeah. Well, that's it. When you got the photo evidence, you've had
Wasn't my fault. I didn't put it there.
Mm.
We clearly came from the tiler.
Mm. Yeah.
that, and more of that.
I think builders need to change that perception of take out that mateship. That's when the job's finished.
Well, it's business, isn't it?
That's right. It's just business,
It's
mate.
business.
That's it.
If you do a good job, I'll keep using you. But if something goes wrong, we'll go through insurance, and that's how it should be.
Yeah,
Especially with plumbing, because it's there to be used.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense. Why should the insurers get off the hook? That's really what's going on.
Yeah.
And if it's compulsory to pay insurance,
It's compulsory. You can't have a license without insurance.
and it's not cheap.
No.
Like they know that it's compulsory, therefore they can charge what they want. These insurance companies.
Mm.
So therefore, why not use it if there's a reason to use it?
The plumbing insurance is just the public liability insurance anyway, correct?
It's that plus more than that. It's actually more than that. It's like there is a public liability component to it, but then there's something else called completed works. There's defect rectification. There's consequential losses. There's a lot of parts to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you have that as well. Yeah. I think maybe we'll leave it on this note, but what's sort of some hope for the future in terms of trying to make the culture a bit better, improving outcomes for the owners and even the trades, so that, trades go in, they do the job, they get paid a fair sum, and then they just move on to the next one. Like, what's something that you can think of? What's some hope for the future in terms of trying to fix a lot of these issues that we're seeing now, like on a day-to-day basis?
I don't think that will work well for Adam.
Well, I can't.
Put him out of
Well, no,
business.
I mean, I think with
I'm shooting myself in the foot.
I think with Adam though, like if they bring you in at that completion stage instead of when things goes wrong, then it's good for you. It's good for the owner.
I would rather less problems in the building industry, even if it cuts me out of work, because I mean plumbing is so vast. I can adapt.
Yeah.
Into any field I put my mind to, but having the amount of issues we're having, that's where the work is for me at the moment. That's why I'm there.
Yeah, so that's why you're doing it.
But prevention is always better than a cure. So having a comprehensive plumbing inspection before handover, creating more awareness to the consumer that they can contact tradespeople directly and that they have insurance to cover those sort of things. if we put those two in place, you watch what happens. Within the next few years, tradespeople are going to be double checking what they do.
Yeah.
Because they know if it comes back to them, it's going to bite them in the arse in the end. So
yeah, definitely.
So
I think it's a really good point.
As a builder, we had to study the BCA when I was around, when I did mine. There's volume 1, volume 2, volume 3. Plumbers, when they do apprenticeship, they work off the NCC volume 3, correct? You get taught that at trade school. So if you don't understand something while you're on site, don't make it up. Just go back to your book. It's there. And if that you don't understand, ring the BBC. It's called the Building and Plumbing Commission for a reason. It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's not really happening.
No. Because you can ring the Building Plumbing Commission, the inspector can come to site and advise you.
Yeah.
And that's not a builder's role. That's a plumber's role.
Yeah. All right. Well, look, thank you very much for the both of you for coming in. It's been great. And let's chat soon.
Thanks, Dean.
Yeah, thanks, mate. It's been fun.
Great. Thank you.